Hey everyone, I'm aware that I came across maybe really strong in my last video, in a way, in a negative way, and I just want to talk about that a little bit and my feelings about that. Um, I'm not going to go into any more detail unless I feel it necessary in the future to really expand upon the things that I said I was going to expand upon in relation to the things that happened. The only things I will say is that I've taken care of the sorry, I've taken care of some other issues regarding the gossiping, backstabbing kind of betrayal type thing that I knew this person was capable of. I knew that, but and I know that a lot of people I work with are capable of that. It's just that I just don't want to live in that world, like I said. And then of course, you know what happens and we get mad. Um, Whatever. Anyways, I'm also not going to feel bad that I had that emotion, because I think sometimes when we come out of a place in our past, our far past and our recent past, of being really weak and letting people take advantage of us and all this stuff, that it's okay to visit a place that's really strong, very forceful, and very, yeah, just really in some ways aggressive, but into the defense of self. There's not a problem with that. Nothing crazy was done, nothing violent was done, and therefore the energy that was put forth, I feel, was needed in order to balance my energies. And I think a lot of what happens is when we feel these extreme energies and we feel bad about it, basically what's happening is we're balancing out, because afterwards, after the calm is settled, we feel stronger. And of course, saying that this is, of course, if we don't do anything really crazy, you know, something of that nature. We're just dealing with the emotional energy work of it part. I think that it's okay that we can look back at it and be like, okay, I felt that emotion. I felt it strongly. That person know that I felt it. And then that's okay. Do I have to visit that again? No. If I do, am I going to feel bad about it? No. I feel that it's a very tempering situation. At some point, you achieve more balance. And the fact that you know that you can reach that state if needed, if you need to defend yourself, that you are strong enough to do it because it's inside of you, I think that's okay. I don't think that you should beat yourself up about it if you do have one of those moments like I had yesterday. And I think it's okay. I took care of the problem. The same person was spreading a rumor about someone else at work that was could be very damaging. And I was sitting on that for a while. I was like, should I tell her? Should I tell her what this manager type supervisor is saying about her to other employees? Like, I thought it was very odd that he would come to me and tell me, and so I knew that he was more likely telling other people. Especially with something of this caliber, he told other people. He pretty much accused her of being a white supremacist because she wore a band shirt. And I talked to her about it. Again, I'd been sitting on this. And when you get into like bands and you get into like people on the internet, there's a lot of accusations around about people, smearing them. And if you've ever felt like you've been covertly harassed, you know all about the smear campaign. And a lot of these aren't true. A lot of them aren't true. It's usually a political hit, or it's a monetary competition hit where they say something about another person or group to demonize them. And so I talked to her about it. And at first, it was kind of weird. And I asked her if she'd had any kind of situations that she felt uncomfortable, anyone treating her badly. And then I told her the situation. I told her what had happened and that someone had came to me about it and that they might have gone to other people and that she should know. Because if this person is capable of this level of deviance in this way, then she needs to know what's going on. And she was really happy that I told her, not happy about the situation, but happy that I told her, because I know when all the stuff about me was going on, I wish someone had told me, and no one did. So I told her, and she was grateful for it. So at least she knows. But yeah, that sort of thing. Like, that sort of thing, especially these days, with people not even thinking or just believing everything they hear, especially when that word is used, can be used to attack and target someone. So I was like, okay, just so you know, and, she's going to confront him in a way. I mean, I don't know how she said she's going to do it pretty easily, and if need be, go higher if she needs to. But yeah, he's proven himself to be pretty bad. Like I said, he did some weird shit in the past with this other stuff that I mentioned before, with the little covert shit, and so I knew he was capable, but I'm like, I'd rather a person know if that's about to happen to them, or, and I didn't tell her about, like, the covert stuff, but I did let her know that if anything weird happened. And she mentioned something about someone asking her about music after that a lot, and she didn't know if it was because they're curious or maybe trying to get information, so that might be a thing. But anyways, he's been put on notice in a way with other people that he's been gossiping about. That's his karma. He's gonna have to deal with it. It was unprofessional. It really was. Like, something like that can get someone attacked. Nah, you need to be put on. Yeah, that's not cool. But yeah, I wanted to talk about, again, videos kind of like here and there with stuff, but just the fact that, like, sometimes you need to go into that space of anger, of defensiveness in a way. I'm not saying you should always visit that place, but just so you know it's there, and so it can balance out any other energies in you where you've kind of laid down and been a doormat in the past. That stuff doesn't exist now, or it won't exist in the future, because you've gone to this place a few times where you've hit, like, an opposite spectrum, the polar energy of what you used to be, and therefore balancing it out. And I don't know how many times it takes to kind of, like, go from one state to, but, there's a time to relax, and there's a time to be like, hey bitch, what's up, Like, don't play that shit. So there's, like, a balance of those energies that you need to be able to harness to become whole and to become, a more effective person with a personality that's a strong, capable personality that's like, you know what, I'm not going to put up with that shit, but I'm a nice person, and I'm going to do what's right. I also want to take this time, and I know we've heard about it before, and, we might all fall into that trap, the gossiping trap. Not to the extent of, like, really doing some bad, damaging gossip, but even just, like, lighthearted, even truthful conversations about either person's work ethic or whatever. And it might bump up against this from time to time, because someone might drive you insane with their laziness and you might want to vent, and this happens. But you have to realize that sometimes when people also engage you with that and start that up, and also do this whole gossipy thing, that they're doing it, and I know you've heard it, that they're doing the same thing to you. I just can't believe he was passing around the rumor that she was white supremacist. I don't know. Like I said, there were stuff that was said about me that I can just guess what was being said, and even things that people said out of their mouth in front of me about me, I'm like, no. No, I've had, like, some things said about me, and one person was like, who used to, like, supposedly joke around with me and mention something like that about me, and I'm like, excuse me, like, what are you even talking about? And I let him know right then, like, no, I don't know where you're getting this shit, but just because you're spreading this around, just so they can, use it to make you look like a villain, and it's not true. They just do it because they can. But shit comes back around. These people end up somehow in their life failing in certain ways that they bring upon themselves. And this person has already fallen, and he brought it upon himself. Not totally fallen, but he's fallen in a way. So I'm like, you know what? Deal with your own shit. You know, I'm not playing with you. You don't play with these people. Unfortunately, now that I have learned my lesson for a few, for at least a second time with this person, I'm just gonna have to be like really cold and like avoidant of this person unless it's work related, and even then I gotta brush him off because he's gonna try to be all like a jerk because he didn't get his way or he got called out or whatever. You just gotta be able to brush these people off because, you know, who are they? Who are they? They're nobody. And they don't affect your life outside of outside of the work thing, so who cares? You shouldn't care. They have to deal with being themselves on a daily basis. You got other things to worry about. Just focus on yourself. But again, like I said, if you do have these moments where you kind of hit that and you're like, what? That's okay. That just shows you're not a pushover. And if you need to vent that online, that's fine. Again, like I said, not going to go too much more into that. But you know what? I leave it up just to show that it's okay to get to that place that I got yesterday. It's okay. It's okay because you grow that part of you. You don't want to overgrow that part of you, but you grow that part of you that's a strong person. So the next time you're in a situation, you're not going to cave, at the very least. You don't have to flip out, but you're not going to cave. Because eventually, you know, like I said, you're going to balance the energies until you hit this, at least somewhat, equilibrium of strength, power, and just, you know, what's the word? Presence of who you are. You're going to hit that, and that's very healing. Don't be afraid of strong emotions. It's okay. You can have those strong emotions. There were some other things I was going to talk about. I don't know if I should bring them up in this video. I'll bring them up in another video. But, yeah. Don't beat yourself up about, you know, maybe you feel like you overreacted. It's okay. Don't worry about it. If they had it coming, they had it coming. You know? You do you. But, yeah. So, that's all I have really right now. So, yeah. Be balanced, stay focused, stay strong, and until next time.